Hi there, Mark here again. Welcome to the final part of my build guide for the Tamiya FF03 chassis, and this time we're going to be doing not the chassis but the bodywork. This is the lovely Honda Civic Type R body that we're going to be fitting onto it. So the first thing I need to do is to cut out all this excess plastic from the bottom of the mould and drill some holes to match up with the body posts. So I'll just get started with the scissors. First thing I do is to cut off this excess lip. If we just get that roughly out the way first, makes it a lot easier to get down to the cut lines. Just roughly trim that off. Okay, now that's out the way. Should make the job of getting down to these lines a little bit easier. Just nice and steadily follow the line as best you can, and then smooth off with some wet or dry paper. And for those pesky wheel arches, I'm just going to use these trusty pair of nail scissors. Nicely curved, helps do the job. So I'm going to just finish all these cut edges off with some wet or dry paper with some soapy water, and just make sure these are nice and smooth. Now the next job I was going to say was to cut out the window masks, but then I noticed, looking carefully, that they are already pre-cut, which I've never seen before on a Tamiya body kit. But hey, the strange thing is I'm going to have to cut them out anyway, so that I can place them in the right position before I peel the backing off. So yeah, that's a bit strange, that one is. I'll just cut outside those nice neat cut lines, but like I say, I'm going to have to cut each one of these out individually so that I can line it up. So let's just get this job done. So with this rear one, I've done as it said and taken a strip of the backing off in the middle. I've just about kind of lined it up so it looks even all around, and hopefully this will work. Bring that right into the corner. It looks somewhere near, so fingers crossed that the window surrounds will cover up anywhere where it's not quite right. Now, because this kit comes with the light buckets, you do need to mask off the headlights and the tail lights, and you're going to have fun with these tail lights, I can tell you. You've got H and G on the one side and F and J masks to put on, and it is a tricky fit. It's this one here and this one here, and you can see the one that goes in the corner has got kind of a cutout, and it's got a fold around the curves of this light cluster somehow. So I've managed to get half of G in at the moment. I put H on first. I think I maybe should have done it the other way around and kind of forced it into the corner. I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but so now I'm going to try and remove the other half of the backing I've left on and force that into the corner. I think I need to get my trusty cotton bud and just slowly push it in. Yeah, it's just about going around that curve. I hope you can see on the camera, but that's a tricky little so-and-so. As I said before, hopefully the stickers will hide any small errors, but it doesn't look too bad. So that's the window mask finished, and the light masks. You've got this one as well, another bit of window underneath where the spoiler's going to go, and the front headlights. So now I'm going to go and spray it. I've put 3 coats of this white paint on, but I'm not using PS1. I thought I'd have a little bit of a change, and I've gone for a PS57, which is a pearl white. It might look nice, fingers crossed. Got a bit of metallic in there, so see you in a bit. So I've emptied the whole tin of PS57 onto the body, and in 3 coats, and I've also backed it with another layer of silver, just to make sure that if the sun's shining it doesn't shine through the paint. And what we need to do now is take off the window masks, leaving the light masks on, and put some smoke paint onto the windows. So I'll just get this off now. I do like these Tamiya window masks. They stick really well and they don't leave any residue, which is cool because that's what I need now for spraying straight onto the window. With the smoke applied, which has gone quite well, that's the end of the spray job. So we've got all the paint on now. I have also sprayed the rear wing and the top air scoop in the same pearl pierced paint, and then I've gone over the top of that with some clear acrylic just to seal that in. So that'll be ready for later. Now we've got to start putting the stickers on. So, as it says in the instructions, you normally have to put them on in number order. I won't probably do that, but I will put obviously the lower numbers on much before the higher ones, especially where we've got like number 3 here. It says put that one on first. We'll definitely put that on before number 43, but the others it doesn't really matter unless they're next to each other, I don't think. You get 2 sticker packs, quite a lot to get going on. It looks like there is a blessing here that they're all pre-cut, so you might be able to see there that the sticker is quite nicely, I think it's probably a laser cut on that, but it's not that much of a blessing because it does also say in the instructions here that you need to cut the sticker out itself with the backing on so that you can put it in place and get it all aligned up and then peel it off so you don't get any bubbles in. Some of the smaller ones I might peel off completely and just stick them straight on, but certainly the larger ones I am going to have to cut round these now, cut them out with the backing on. So let's get cracking. Obviously the first thing we need to do is my favourite part, is to take off some of the protective covering and see what that paintwork really does look like. I hope it's coming across on the camera under this lighting, but the pearl effect is rather nice. I do like that. I think it's going to add a little bit of sparkle. So the first one I'm going to fit is number 26, which is this grill, and as it says in the instructions, I've cut it out close and pulled off any of the excess sticker outside the cut line. Take that off and then we can use that to position it as best we can. Peeled off just one bit of the backing there. We can stick that bit down when we're happy that it's in the right place. That looks about right, so I'm going to push down and peel the rest off. And I'm just going to get a cotton bud and push that down in there because I can't get my fingers into the gap. The other thing I like to use is this is a cleaning cloth for a pair of glasses or spectacles, and this is nice lint free cloth for pushing the sticker down. Now I'm not going to show every sticker, else this will be the longest YouTube video ever, so I'm going to carry on. If I have any problems I shall explain those, so we'll just get on and I'll fast forward a lot of this now. Almost straight away I've come up against something that I don't agree with about the number order. It shows to fit these two, which is 45 and 49 I think they are, these two stickers here, which are going to go, I think, somewhere like this and then like that up the side. It says to fit those on because of the numbers before the window surrounds, which are lower numbers, and also before the covers or the outlines for the headlights. Now I think those should stick over the top of these stickers, because if it doesn't line up properly the sticker's going to overlap those body lines. So I'm going to go my own route and I'm going to do it the way I think fit, which is I'm going to fit this one first and then the long red stripe up the side, and I'm going to put the window surrounds and the light surrounds on afterwards. We'll see how we go. Yeah, and that's looking like this does end up in the right place where it joins the bumper. So I'm somewhere near. Disaster. Look at that. The sticker has just snapped. I need to try and rectify this somehow. I'm going to have to try and fit it on in pieces now. So I think we've just about got away with that, but that sent out a big warning to me. I've got to be really careful with these stickers. I've had this happen on other Tamiya kits. I think the last one was my Repsol Dakar Mitsubishi car, and I had the same trouble with the stickers ripping, so yeah, I'm just going to have to go really steady from now on. But anyway, I think I've got away with that. And also, as you can see, this sticker doesn't particularly line up too well. If I get this so it lines up with the wheel arch one there, then it's overlapping at the top here. I don't know if you can see that, it's going over the grey part, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of trimming of the sticker, I think, to get this to line up, and then to get that edge along where the window frame's going to be. So yeah, I'm just going to trim a bit off here. Wish me luck. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. So anyway, onwards and upwards. After what I've just learned from doing this side, I'm going to put this one on first this time and line it up best I can, and then fit the one round the wing afterwards. We'll see how this one goes. So there we go, that did actually work better that way round. So yeah, I recommend ignoring the instructions and putting it on this way with the long sticker first and then the one round the wing after. It certainly went on a lot easier that way. So I've had a bit of a dummy run on this side just to get used to how these stickers go on. So I've done the window surrounds, and this one here is particularly tricky because I don't know if you can see, but there's some quite complex curves and lines to get over with that sticker. It's actually two stickers. This is the second one, which is the wheel arch. Let's have a go at the side I've yet to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the rear window surround on, and what I suggest you do is, what I've done to this is cut out the clear plastic that's left in the middle. If you stick that on, you'll see that there's a kind of a dappled effect. It doesn't look like the actual clear glass of the rest of it, so I recommend you do that. Cut the inside out, and we're going to position this and get this one stuck on. Main thing I want to make sure there is that I cover that line with the white paint and meet up with the red of this side stripe. So that's gone on quite nicely. Let's get the rest of the window surrounds on. So with this sticker, I've just taken a very small strip off the bottom of the backing, and what I'm going to do is line it up on the bottom of the sill here, and then I'm going to put it on the radiator for a second just to soften this up, so try and get it round these lines and curves. So let's have a go at lining this up. Important thing is that the red and grey lines match up. So there it is. As I say, it is a bit tricky, but a bit of perseverance and a bit of heat. Just be careful. If you get it wrong, you can always pull it off again, and it should look something like that. So yeah, let's carry on with the next bit. This is sticker number 53, goes at the back here. Let's get that lined up with the bottom, try and get it to match up with the wheel arch. Gonna need some heat on this, I think. Now the back end of the Civic is the trickiest part, I think, because all this sticker block here is made up of this kind of patchwork of strange shapes that all need to kind of interlock. So you need to really look carefully at the diagram, look carefully at the actual lines in the bodywork. There's a bit where the boot or the tailgate goes round here, which I think this is number 55. Another strange shape, but it looks like this has got to join up with the wheel arch somehow like this, and then it's got to match up, I don't know if you can see on the camera, with that tailgate line, and then it joins up down the bottom here. Anyway, we'll have a go. I think I'm going to try and line it up with the tailgate and then match it up over here. I might need to stretch again with a bit of heat, but we'll give it a go. Okay, so I'll just try and put the sticker in here which covers up the white. These strange shaped stickers, 61 and 62, these little triangles here go around where the exhaust outlets go. It's going to be quite tricky to stick that on there, but so I'm just going to take the whole thing off and try and get it in place. And then finally we can get number 29 in place, which is going to be the tailpipe or exhaust. And this is number 60. Just fills in that gap. And then finally it's this one here that goes across and completes the metallic grey stripe. So let's get that one on. And then we can fit the rear grille in that gap. So here it is with all the stickers applied. I've got to say, it wasn't the easiest sticker job I've done. The trickiest part is probably round all these curves on the back with all this patchwork kind of pieced together sticker pack. But yeah, in the end, it's all gone out okay. I've got round most of these curves. You will need some heat. You probably saw me with the hairdryer doing those bits, but overall I think it looks pretty sweet. I've also fitted the air scoop on the top and the rear wing. That's just 2 screws in either. I've attached the light buckets. That's just a bit of double-sided tape. And I've also wired up my own LED set. It's going to wire up straight to the battery with this connector. I've gone for 6 whites in the front. I know you're supposed to probably have indicators, but it's a race car after all, it's not going to be indicating. And I've put 2 reds in the back. So we'll just get it onto the chassis, give you a final look at what it looks like. So there we have it. There's the front LEDs, all lit up nicely, and 2 reds. I don't know if you can see that on the camera in the rear. I think she looks pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to getting this one out and giving it a test run, see how she goes. In the meantime, all I need to do is say thank you all for following along. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.